Dear learners, I welcome you all to this open course on indigenous waste management systems and sustainable development among select tribal communities of Assam, which is launched under UNESCO's OE for Better World platform. Different tribal communities of rural India have their own indigenous practices of waste management, which are also part of their traditional, cultural, ecological, technological knowledge, which differ from region to region and communities to communities. Although the government of India has made different scientific waste management systems available through the municipal boards, mostly in the urban areas, many of such systems don't often reach the remote rural areas. So these communities are left with their own management of the ecosystems. But unfortunately, these practices are not documented, formally recognized or funded. Since effective waste management systems are conterminous with peaceful existence in the society, indigenous waste management systems against the often unaffordable and inaccessible scientific systems calls for newer studies. In Northeast Indian states like Assam, various indigenous tribal communities have coexisted with nature. Throughout ages, their indigenous knowledge and practices in different fields have enabled them to better assimilate with the natural world without causing any significant harm to that world. This course will help in proper documentation and preservation of the indigenous knowledge systems or different indigenous waste management systems among the tribal communities of Assam, as well as in mainstreaming and then standardizing their methods at the national level. If we look at why a MOOC on indigenous waste management in tribal societies is considered necessary. A MOOC or a open course on these subjects such as indigenous waste management in tribal societies is considered necessary to recognize, document and disseminate the rich traditional knowledge systems of the tribal communities in Assam. These communities have developed sustainable, eco-friendly waste management practices deeply rooted in their cultural, ecological, and social context. However, such indigenous knowledge is often undervalued, undocumented, and at risk of being lost due to modernization and environmental degradation. The course aims to bridge traditional wisdom with modern sustainability frameworks and create awareness among learners, researchers, and policymakers. It empowers local communities, promotes environmental stewardship, and supports India's broader goals of sustainable and the circular economy as well as the inclusive development in line with the sustainable development goal such as SDG 11, which has 10 targets to make the cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Clean water and sanitation, which is under SDG 6, creating sustainable cities and inclusive communities under SDG 11, mitigating climate change SDG 13, and protecting life of land, that is SDG 15, and demonstrating sustainable consumption and production pattern, that is the SDG 12. Even the National Education Policy in 2020 has also urged educational institutions to undertake measures to preserve indigenous knowledge and culture of the different communities of the country. Therefore, this course can help in proper documentation and preservation, what we can call indigenous knowledge that will help in the restoration, dissemination, revival, and enhancement of these fast-losing components of human societies in the remote rural areas. If we look at the objective of the course, the basic objective of the course are to study how the tribal indigenous communities of Assam have traditionally managed waste, reuse organic matter, and avail low waste living. To identify the best practices of waste management as well as the challenges faced by the rural tribal communities in managing wastage. to understand how the low cost and locally available indigenous technologies have been used for maintaining health and hygiene, ensuring better waste disposal and waste management for a sustainable economy. Another objective is to explore if the traditional and the indigenous waste management systems have helped the indigenous communities to design and implement waste reduction initiatives, to document the indigenous knowledge systems as well as the grassroots innovations of waste management that could impact policy implementation. The duration of the course is for 4 weeks. The first cycle of this course is launched on 1st August 2025 and ended on 31st August 2025. The 4 quadrants of learning components such as e-content, video, discussion forum, quizzes or assignments will be provided in this open course. The course is for lifelong learners who are interested to learn about waste management systems in the tribal rural communities. If we look at how does the waste management help to get employment or livelihood opportunities to the people, it seems that the waste management sector offers vast and growing livelihood opportunities, particularly in the context of sustainability, environmental conservation, and circular economy models. From collection, segregation, recycling, and composting to green entrepreneurship and waste to energy innovation, the sector supports both formal and informal employment. In tribal and rural communities, indigenous waste management practices like composing, reusing organic matter, or getting eco-products can be scaled up through community enterprises, self-help groups, and startups. Training in waste handling, eco-friendly product making, for example, bio, manure, recycled crafts, and sustainable packaging can provide dignified and skill-based jobs. So thank you, and I hope this course will motivate the learners across the world to have an understanding on the indigenous waste management system which have been practiced in the tribal communities, specifically in Assam. Thank you.